The Times MMA rankings for April as compiled by Todd Martin. Heavyweight advertisement 1. Stipe Miocic 2. Francis Ngannou 3. Alistair Overeem 4. Alexander Volkov 5. Fabricio Werdum 6. Cain Velasquez 7. Junior Dos Santos 8. Vitaly Minakov 9. Matt Mitrione 10. Derek Lewis. It has been an uneventful month in the heavyweight division and there isn't much of note scheduled in May either. The next heavyweight bout with major ranking repercussions is Alistair Overeem vs. Curtis Blaydes, scheduled to take place at UFC 225 in June. Light heavyweight 1. Daniel Cormier 2. Alexander Gustafsson. Advertisement 3. Ryan Bader 4. Phil Davis 5. Glover Teixeira 6. Volkan Oezdemir 7. Ilir Latifi 8. Misha Serkinov 9. King Mo Lawal 10. Nikita Krylov. Daniel Cormier will move up in weight class in July to challenge Stipe Miocic for the UFC heavyweight title. The win would be a critical one for Cormier's legacy. Meanwhile, challengers like Alexander Gustafsson and Ilir Latifi wait for their opportunity. Middleweight 1. Robert Whittaker 2. Yoel Romero 3. Ronaldo Jacare Souza 4. Gegard Mousasi 5. Lou Krokold 6. Chris Weidman 7. Kelvin Gastelum 8. Michael Bisping 9. David Branch 10. Derek Brunson. David Branch rebounded nicely from a setback against Lou Krokold by knocking out dangerous striker Thiago Santos in the first round. Branch doesn't generate a lot of fan excitement, but he's a tough challenge for anyone. In other action, Antonio Carlos Jr. picked up another impressive win with his submission of Tim Boetsch. Carlos Jr. has won 5 straight and looks like he could be a real factor at 185. Welterweight 1. Tyron Woodley 2. Stephen Thompson 3. Rafael Dos Anjos 4. Robbie Lawler 5. Rory McDonald 6. Douglas Lima 7. Colby Covington 8. Damian Maia 9. Darren Till 10. Santiago Ponzinibbio. The scourge of unnecessary interim UFC titles continues at UFC 225 when Rafael Dos Anjos and Colby Covington fight for an interim title despite Tyron Woodley being ready to compete in the very near future. Covington has repeatedly disparaged Brazil and Dos Anjos will look to silence his controversial foe. Lightweight 1. Khabib Nurmagomedov 2. Tony Ferguson 3. Kevin Lee 4. Dustin Poirier 5. Eddie Alvarez 6. James Vick 7. Justin Gaethje 8. Edson Barboza 9. Michael Chiesa 10. Ali Akinta. It was a big month in the lightweight division, with a great many moments of consequence. Khabib Nurmagomedov was crowned UFC lightweight champion with a win over Ali Akinta when Tony Ferguson and then Max Holloway were unable to compete. Conor McGregor is dropped from the rankings, not having fought in MMA since 2016 and now facing legal peril over an attack on a bus.
Kevin Lee leaps up to.
Olivier Aubin-Mercier and Michael Chandler also scored solid wins and are looking to work their way into the top mix. Featherweight 1. Max Holloway 2. Brian Ortega 3. Jose Aldo 4. Frankie Edgar 5. Patricio Pitbull Fryer 6. Ricardo Lamas 7. Cub Swanson 8. Chan Sung Jung 9. Darren Elkins 10. Jeremy Stevens. Frankie Edgar returned to the winner's circle with a clear decision victory over Cub Swanson and will look to work his way back to a title shot that fell through when he was knocked out by Brian Ortega. Zabit Magomedsharipov could find himself in the top 10 soon as he has shown great skill and will likely end up in major fights in short order. Bantamweight 1. Dillashaw 2. Cody Garbrandt 3. Dominic Cruz 4. Rafael Assunção 5. Marlon Moraes 6. Jimmy Rivera 7. Bibiano Fernandez 8. Darian Caldwell 9. John Lineker 10. Cody Stamann. Aljamain Sterling picked up an important win when he handed Brett Johns the first loss of Johns' career. Sterling was once considered an elite prospect and he still hopes to reach the heights once predicted for him. Women's Bantamweight 1. Amanda Nunes 2. Juliana Pena 3. Ketlin Vieira 4. Raquel Pennington 5. Sarah Kaufman 6. Kat Zingano 7. Marion Renew 8. Sarah McMahon 9. Katlin Chukagian 10. Aspen Ladd. The UFC Women's Bantamweight title will be on the line in Rio de Janeiro when Amanda Nunes defends against Raquel Pennington. Pennington is returning from major injury and hasn't competed since 2016. Aspen Ladd was supposed to compete in Atlantic City, but she missed weight and her fight fell through. Flyweight 1. Demetrius Johnson 2, Joseph Benavidez 3, Henry Cejudo 4, Kyoji Horiguchi 5, Jusio Formiga 6, Sergio Pettis 7, Ray Borg 8, John Moraga 9, Brandon Moreno 10, Wilson Rice. A pair of key flyweight bouts were scheduled to take place this month. In one, John Moraga scored a unanimous decision win over Wilson Rice. The other was supposed to be Ray Borg vs. Brandon Moreno, but that was one of the casualties of the Conor McGregor bus attack, as Borg's eyes were injured by shattered glass. Women's strawweight 1. Rose Namajunas 2, Joanna Jędrzejczyk 3, Jessica Andrade 4, Claudia Gadelha 5, Karolina Kowalkiewicz 6, Techia Torres 7, Carla Esparza 8, Jessica Aguilar 9, Livia Renata Souza 10. Cynthia Calvillo. Rose Namajunas proved that her first win over Joanna Jędrzejczyk was no fluke, as she bested the former strawweight champion for a second time. It was an excellent, competitive bout, but Namajunas deserved the win. Karolina Kowalkiewicz also scored a high-quality win as she ended the winning streak of Felice Herrig. In other action, Michelle Waterson picked up a split decision victory over Courtney Casey.